The Apostolic Assyrian Church of the East was one of the most significant Christian communities to develop east of the Roman Empire. With 8 million adherents and stretched from the Mediterranean to China. Today, the Assyrian Church of the East is one of the oldest Christian communions of the world, spread over Iraq, Iran, northeastern Syria, Lebanon, Western Europe, Russia and CIS republics, USA, and Australia. The apostolic origins of the Assyrian Church of the East can be found in the early years of the apostolic missionary activity.
We read already in Acts chapter 2 how faithful, of course being Jewish faithful, had come in from Mesopotamia, from Beth Naran, to celebrate the feast of Pentecost at Jerusalem. And the writer of Acts, that is Luke, mentions that Aramaic-speaking Jews from all over the parts of the world had come in. And we notice that those that had come in from Beth Naran, from Mesopotamia, were among those counted. And it is from there that this gospel spread back to other parts of Mesopotamia. Of course, according to the early traditions of the ancient fathers in the Church of the East, we have the apostle Addai, Mar Addai, or Thaddeus, according to some, from among the 12, had reached Edessa 3 years after the Lord Jesus Christ's resurrection. And there he preached, and he cured the King Abgar from his ailment. And he preached to all the inhabitants and baptized Abgar and the inhabitants of the realm of Edessa, which was then a buffer state between the Persian and Roman empires.
In the city cemetery of Roadwood can be found several tombs with Assyrian symbols and names. Here reposes the body of Archdeacon Yonan Givargis, the presbyter of the Assyrian flock in Sydney. On his birthday have come his wife and daughter to pray and lay flowers at his grave. Due to the efforts of the head of the diocese, an area has been acquired in the city cemetery where the deceased parishioners of the congregation repose. In 1984, the Synod of the Assyrian Church of the East recognized the religious community of Australia as one of its dioceses. The head of the diocese appointed Bishop Mar Meli Zaya, a young and energetic man who took up his responsibilities in 1985. Mar Melis was born in Iraq, Baghdad. In early 1980s, he relocated to the United States, where he was ordained as a priest of the church in 1982 in California, and as a bishop 3 years later. Within the first years of Mar Meli Zaya's activity, the community consolidated around the church. New projects came to life. This brought about controversy between some members of the community. But the arguments soon were clinched, and the community devoted to the church and the spiritual leader realized a number of humanistic and social programs. The foundation of a new temple was laid. The church was to be named Rabban Urmuz, after a venerated saint and monk of the Assyrian Church of the East, who lived in the 16th century.
ناشي قشقل إيطا أخجي أخا مدبرانوتها روخانيتها قاته إلا كي خشويلة أبخا مدبرانوتها شوتها بيتا تخيوتها يوميتها طوصة أخنا لخلق أخجي بناية أمراني ما صخرابة بانخ ناشي زبقاتي إنا برخا أصرخ مش الصرشني ناشا مشاري بصارة من أمراني قاموسة بأخجي يابد قاته إيمي خلطها روخانيتها سنيقوتها روخانيتها إنا سنيقوتها شوتها بيتها منشيالا إيه خيوتها ناشيتها أمرخلا the human aspect برناشة سنيقة الله قطوصة social programs education counseling هذه شوري لنوارة قداها خقلة قد تكبورة seniors قد تكبورة retirees تكبورة women group youth groups social programs هذه يبقى يخمتخ nursing homes قدني ناشن ساوت وارنا بشنة
Today, the Australian Diocese of the Assyrian Church of the East is a well-organized community with 18,000 members, parishes, and establishments located in various cities of Australia and New Zealand. Assyrian families reside mainly in the cities of Sydney, Melbourne. In New Zealand, the Assyrians live mainly in the cities of Auckland and Wellington, where there are two parishes, Mar Odisho in Wellington and St. Mary's in Auckland. Melbourne. It is the second most populous city in Australia, with a population of approximately 3.8 million, and serves as the state capital of Victoria. Melbourne is located on the lower reaches of the Yarra River and on the northern and eastern shorelines of Port Phillip and their hinterland.